I'm gonna say something that's probably not too controversial. If you're a Thomas fan, you probably agree with this. The Skarloey Railway is just as important as the Northwestern Railway. I mean, not only do both have plenty of lore, depth, relevance, but also plenty of inspiration. When the Reverend W. Awdry created the Skarloey, and by extension the Mid-Sodor, he not only made some of the best stories, but also some of the best characters. Let's be honest, you're hard-pressed to find anybody who at least doesn't like one narrow gauge Thomas character. Hell, most of them have more lore than the standard gauge engines. They're definitely characters with something to them. But today we'll be asking a question that's a bit different. Sure, the Skarloey is full of lore, plenty of history to dive into, but let's put all of that to the side. What I really want to know today is, could you take them? Alright, I think the best thing to do is just go down the whole roster. Again, I'm just going to do the Skarloey Railway. We're not throwing in the Mid-Sodor engines. That would be, I'm not going to lie, a little too complicated. Alright, number 1, Skarloey. He is the first engine built and delivered. That was in 1864. So he's got experience. He's an old guy. Now, realistically, is it wrong for me to even fight this man because he's so old? I don't know. Fist to buffer, I feel like he's definitely got me. But if I could have some sort of tool and could just, knock that funnel right off his head, I might have a standing chance. This is also the engine who delivered a whole passenger train while breaking down though, so maybe this is more 50-50 than I'm thinking. We'll call it undetermined. Rheneas, the second engine built in 1866 as a spare for Skarloey. Alright, just like Skarloey, I imagine he's got a lot of experience. These two probably have experience from each other. These two probably got in a lot of fight. Could you imagine? You're just the thin controller waking up one day, you see your two engines battered and busted, all because they couldn't agree on a TV channel. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what it is, but Rheneas just feels a bit more soft than Skarloey. Like Skarloey, it's just 50-50. Probably not, honestly. Rheneas, I feel like I have a bit more of a chance, and I don't know exactly why. At least the Rheneas from the Railway series Rheneas would be a bit of a different story. He feels a bit more buff. TVS Rheneas, I'm probably taking that. Alright, Sir Handel. I know I've talked about experience quite a bit, especially with the other two. This guy probably has the most. Something about Sir Handel screams, I will beat the shit out of you. And rumor has it, to prepare for this fight, he's been training with George, so... Nah, I'm probably not taking this one, bruv. Look at his rear bogey. If that hit me in any way, I would just disintegrate, just into 1,000 pieces. Thanos snapped. Gone. He'd send me to the shadow... no, I'm kidding. No, you all killed that joke. It's not funny anymore. Peter Sam. Now, I want to say this is another Rheneas situation where, where he may not be as strong as Sir Handel, the guy before him. I want to say any engine from the Mid-Sodor probably kicks ass and fucks. Sure, he may look nice, but if you talk trife, he may slap the dog shit out of you. Alright, admittedly, the niceness is really only in the face. He's a pretty buff guy. I don't know what exactly he did on the Mid-Sodor in his spare time, but... some of it was probably violent. This will just be nothing for him. I'm gonna say no, not taking that one. Rusty. I don't even want to fight Rusty. They can just be on my team. If it's at all possible, I'm trying to convince Rusty to be my tag team partner. But for the sake of the video, no, I think they got me. I mean, in my canon, Fred is definitely on the Skarloey, but if we're talking about just the TVS, or even in the Railway series from what we see, Rusty is the only Teasel on this railway. Like, think about it. They've definitely been tried before, but they're still there and the most respected. That credit's gotta come from somewhere. I'm betting Rusty kicks ass. I'm gonna have to admit it. I'm taking the L. Probably not taking this one. Duncan. This is not a question. I am not beating Duncan in a fight. He's an angry Scottish man. Probably definitely drunken. Not realistically, I might have a chance. He's kind of a rough rider. I feel like he'd come at me and then hit a point and just derail himself. But if he did get his buffers on me, yeah, that may be my last rodeo, partner. I don't know what it is, but something about Duncan screams, you could catch me off guard. And I feel like if I did that, I'd at least have a fleeting chance Ivo Hugh. This depends on one thing. Is he red or is he purple? If he's red, I'll smack the blue hue into him. If he's purple, he's evaporating me with his mind. He does seem kinda fat though. Like if I pushed him over onto his tank, he's definitely not getting up. Duke. Now, I feel like Duke wouldn't even fight me. He'd sit me down, explain why that's a ridiculous idea, and make me feel bad for even having the thought. Either too wise to fight, or too wise to be beaten. You mean to tell me he doesn't know some secret martial art? I mean, I won't call you blind, but you can't see. This dude's a black belt, white belt, blue belt, green belt, purple belt, cosmic belt. Sorry, nobody's beating Duke. It's just not gonna happen. And lastly, I'm including him because I love him, Fred. Now, this depends on his relation to Alf. You see, Alf, the diesel on the Tally Clin, where Fred gets his basis, is an unmovable object. As the workers on the Tally Clin say, Alf does not move. The earth under Alf moves. So if Fred is anything like that, he is a cosmic level deity. He's battling gods. He's not worried about me. In fact, you'll probably see him in the new God of War. But hold on, let's think about this. If by chance I've collected all of the 8 Chaos Emeralds and I'm able to power up just before the fight starts, it may last about 3 to 4 seconds. Gonna call that one a no.
Either subscribe, donate, or get the fuck out.
You wanna know why we're called Gen Z? Because Z is the last letter of the alphabet.
Hey, I got a Glock